So we're here on our third stop of our Tokyo Museum tour to show you a museum that's really popular with students of history, archaeology, and religion. Welcome to Kokugakuin University Museum. So there is a whole section that we aren't going to be able to show you in this video just because a lot of the replicas that are displayed here are actually owned by shrines, and we don't have the permission to show you, but it's really very interesting. They've got a lot of facsimiles of actual offerings, of feasts and things for deities, and of actual shrine buildings throughout time in Japan. So hopefully you can make it here and check it out yourself. So this might just look like a big old pile of rocks, but this is actually a really important facsimile of a real ruin that was discovered in Nara Prefecture. So if you look around the edges of these giant boulders that have been piled on top of each other, you can see all these smaller rocks that have been lined up. And so this shows that this wasn't a natural occurrence, this was people lining these up. And in this little space right here, this little hallway, or whatever you want to call it, they actually discovered a lot of artifacts. And this was the beginnings of what we now know as the religion of Shinto in Japan. It wasn't called that at the time. There's nothing really formalized about it. It was just like lots of little offerings to the gods, to the deities. And they could tell because there are things like spoons and cups and bowls, but they're all too small for actual use, daily use. So from that they were able to derive that these were actually meant for ritualistic kind of offerings. So it's really cool. This is really cool. So one thing we are able to show you is this facsimile that the University Museum actually made themselves. This is representative of a type of Shinto that used to exist. It's no longer in practice anymore, but it had a lot of influences from Chinese culture. So it's a fascinating look into what it might have been like. So this is one of my favorite parts of the museum. These are actual offerings from a shrine in Kyoto called Iwashimizu Hachimangu. I know, it's a mouthful. But so a long time ago they used to give different offerings of flowers, plants, obviously fruit, food and things to the deities. And it used to be the real thing. But nowadays they use these gorgeous facsimiles made out of paper. And these are actual, like this isn't just made for the museum. Like these are the actual things that are used in the ritual, which is really cool. And they change based on the season, so yeah, it's just really neat to see the craftsmanship that goes into it, and you can really see people's, heartfelt devotion to what they're doing. So yeah, it's really great. So this is something that's brand new to the museum. We've got this online museum right here on YouTube. You can go check out their videos. They're subtitled in English, and you can check out the different sections of archaeology, Shinto, and the Kokugakuin archives, and learn more about the museum without ever stepping foot inside. They're planning on adding QR codes to individual exhibitions in future as well, so make sure you look out for it and use your phone. Take it. Last but not least is the museum shop. While small, it is packed with goodies. And a lot of original goods here. We've got a t-shirt that's got this Nagatama jewelry. We've got these little towels. These are so cute, these illustrations of Hanura and bells and tama. We've got magnets, we've got books, we've got bags, all sorts of things. This guy's really interesting. This is a giant catfish that causes earthquakes. And so during this festival, they would weigh him down with a giant stone and say, "Hey, don't move. Don't move. Don't make an earthquake. Come on, bro. Be cool." We've got things like coloring books, different patterns. These are actually from old fabrics. They used to exist, right? Yeah. And finally, if you want to study more about Japanese archaeology, we've got a huge roll of books. Yeah, you're going to have to learn how to read Japanese, but they do have English books, actually. If you want to read about Shinto, there's a book right there for you. But yeah, and the museum also comes out with their own publishings, which have both English and Japanese in them. Like this guy. Oh, nope. Nope, cut.
I think that's the guy, wasn't it?
And the museum actually comes out with their own publishings that actually have Japanese and English side by side, so you can read more about the artifacts in the museum and the history of Japan. So yeah, pretty useful, I think. You can also practice Japanese with it.
So, as always, make sure you check us out at itadakimasjapan.net, where you can find out so much more about everything we do, including about the Kokugakuin University Museum. We hope you had fun today, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, see you!